We're all familiar with the beautiful suit of T-65 power armor that appears only in Fallout 76. But what if there was a Secret Service presence in Boston before the bombs dropped? And what if we can find T-65 there and it's right under our nose? Anything's possible with mods. This is Oxhorn's Mod Muster. The T-65. Exactly how high will these T numbers go? Fallout fans were surprised when they discovered T-60 in the Commonwealth thanks to Fallout 4. And now, thanks to Fallout 76, there's T-65. Tell you what, I'll be there to cover it when we get to explore the T over 9000. Those of us who have played Wastelanders understand that the T-65 suit of power armor was for the pre-war American government's Secret Service. We discover it after saving the citizens of Vault 79 during the Wastelanders DLC of Fallout 76. The problem is that the Secret Service doesn't just give us a suit of their beautiful T-65 power armor. No, we've got to buy it. And it costs gold. To buy all the plans we need to craft a full suit of T-65 costs 6,900 gold bullion. Bearing in mind that in Fallout 76 we can only earn 200 gold bullion a day before we reach our daily limit, that's about a month of grinding gold bullion each and every day just to afford this suit of power armor. Most players will never get a full suit of T-65 because it's so expensive and it takes so long to grind the gold bullion necessary to craft it. Thankfully, modders have come to the rescue. Introducing T-65 power armor for Fallout 4, created by Newer Mind 43 and Captain Ultima. These mod authors have lovingly and accurately recreated the Secret Service suit of T-65 power armor from Fallout 76 and placed it in Boston. Once installed, pieces of T-65 will appear on some static power armor frames found in the game. But for those of you like I, who have already found every suit of statically placed power armor in the game, never fear, we can still get a suit. Traveling to the castle, we find a small dinghy floating just offshore, due south of the castle. Here it is, with Fort Strong off in the distance to the north. If we leap off of the dock and into the water, we find a full suit of T-65 power armor directly underneath this dinghy. It even has a fusion core inside, so we don't have to bring our own. All we have to do now is walk it out, and bingo! We've just joined the Secret Service. Now, the T-65 we find here in Boston doesn't have the exact same stats as the one from Appalachia, and that's due to the fact that armor scales differently between the two games. So instead, we can compare it to another suit of power armor in Fallout 4. And the closest one it compares to is the X-01, but even then, the T-65 is superior. We can upgrade each piece of T-65 to Model F, which corresponds to Mark 6 for X-01. When each piece is fully upgraded, the entire suit of T-65 has 2,060 damage resistance, 1,555 energy resistance, and 1,050 radiation resistance. Compare that to a fully upgraded suit of X-01, which only has 1,820 damage resistance, 1,390 energy resistance, but exactly the same radiation resistance, 1,050. That gives the T-65 240 more damage resistance and 165 more energy resistance than the X-01 suit of power armor. Even when compared to Creation Club items, the T-65 is superior, besting both the Hellfire Power Armor Creation and the X-02 Black Devil Power Armor Creation. The The T-65 has many of the same modifications and linings that we're familiar with from other suits of power armor. It even sports a jetpack. But this suit of power armor comes with a variety of paint schemes that are unique to it. It has the same default T-65 paint scheme that we find on the suit that we can craft in Fallout 76. The version in Fallout 76 has a number of other paint schemes that are either Atomic Shop or Fallout 76 Seasons exclusives, but the mod doesn't reproduce any of these. Instead, it gives us brand new paint schemes exclusive for Fallout 4 and that better fit in the Fallout 4 world. We'll go through all of them in just a bit, but examining the model more closely, it is exquisitely crafted. In my game, I found minor clipping where the power armor frame clips through the power armor on the legs and a little bit on the arm, but that's about it. Everything else is perfect. The jetpack even has a unique color scheme, exclusive to this suit of armor. And bear in mind that these aren't the same models and textures ripped from 76 and placed in Fallout 4. No, the mod authors handcrafted all of these from scratch and released these paint schemes in 2K and 4K texture variations. In addition to the T-65's default appearance from Fallout 76, the mod authors have included an alternative default T-65 paint job that attempts to more accurately depict the suit of armor's original intended purpose as a suit of power armor for use by the Secret Service. It is wonderfully aged and weathered, just as we would expect a suit of Secret Service power armor to look if it's been sitting underwater for 200 years. On the front is stenciled, Special Operatives, Secret Service, and the white on the faceplate stands out in stark contrast. The arms and pauldrons are emblazoned with unique decals. It's clear the authors attempted to make this suit of armor as lore-friendly as possible. For the Vault-Tec fans, there is also a Vault-Tec paint scheme for this armor, and it's emblazoned with our Vault, Vault 111, on the arms. I think this is just for the fans. It doesn't really make sense within the lore of the game. After understanding the purpose of Vault 111, it's doubtful that a president would be there, and therefore the Secret Service would unlikely have been in Vault 111. Of course, we could always say that the sole survivor painted it up post-apocalypse. But what I think most fans will be excited about is each of the major factions has its own paint scheme. Minutemen, Railroad, Institute, and the Brotherhood. I'm not gonna waste words talking over such beauty. Let's let the paint schemes speak for themselves. So, the big question, is it lore-friendly? And yeah, the mod itself is very lore-friendly. The authors have taken great care to faithfully reproduce the set that we find in Appalachia. And everything that they've added, the faction paint schemes, they're not too fancy, they're not grotesque, they're right in line with the look and feel of those factions. I mean, maybe I wouldn't have put camouflage on a Brotherhood suit, but whatever, they're all gorgeous, and they fit flawlessly into the world. I guess the bigger question is the T-65 suit itself lore-friendly? It clearly is canonical, as it has been included in a Fallout game published by the IP's owner, Bethesda. We only find it in Appalachia because it was used by the Secret Service, who found shelter in a vault after the bombs dropped in Appalachia. Now, there are a few lore questions I've been mulling around in my head. First, what is the Secret Service? Well, the Secret Service is a law enforcement agency that protects political figures, in particular, the President of the United States of America. You'd think if we were to find the Secret Service anywhere in the post-apocalyptic Fallout universe, we'd find it, well, with the Enclave. After all, what is the Enclave but the remnants of pre-war America's government? And indeed, during the events of Fallout 2, we find someone, President Dick Richardson, who claims to be the legitimate successor of the previous presidents of the United States of America. If the Secret Service were to have gone anywhere when the bombs dropped, they would have followed the president, not stick around to guard America's gold stockpiles. And the president didn't go to Appalachia. Indeed, we learn from Fallout 4, in an issue of the Boston Bugle no less, that when the bombs dropped, the president of the United States of America found shelter on an oil rig, which of course was none other than Control Station Enclave. So if we were to have found Secret Service power armor in the Fallout universe, we should, I think, have found it during the events of Fallout 2. That said, there is a really interesting layer to this, because the Secret Service was not initially founded to protect political figures. Originally, the Secret Service was part of the Department of Treasury. It was initially founded in 1865 to combat widespread counterfeiting of U.S. currency. If by the time the bombs dropped in 2077 in the Fallout universe, the United States Secret Service was still employed to combat counterfeiting and to protect the value of the US dollar, then it would make sense to find the US Secret Service guarding America's gold reserves, as we find them in Appalachia. So perhaps that's the answer to the riddle. I also wonder why, if pre-war America had such a superior version of power armor that was readily available, they chose not to give it to their own troops and instead give it to their secret police force, the Secret Service. Even if we were to say that it needed more testing, which presumably is why the XO-1 never saw actual combat and wasn't sent to troops, plans for the T-65 were delivered to Vault 79 for use by the Secret Service. But then again, they were just plans. We don't actually find a built, intact suit of T-65 in Fallout 76, so I suppose we could say that the T-65 suit of power armor was never actually built, that it existed in plan form only, until of course the survivors of Vault 76 accessed Vault 79. And if that's the case, then finding a built suit under a rowboat outside the castle in Boston wouldn't make much sense. But anyway, I'm getting lost in the weeds here. The suit is canonical. Bethesda thought out a lore-friendly explanation for it, and the mod authors did a superb job crafting this suit of armor from scratch and making a mod for all of us. If you'd like to get your hands on your own suit of T-65 power armor for Fallout 4, you can find a link in the description of this video to the mod page, where you can download it for free. Remember that many of these mod authors make these mods for free. It's a hobby to them, it's a passion project, and the best thing we can do to encourage them and show our support is to donate to them and let them know exactly how much we love their work. Thank you everybody for watching. This has been Oxhorn's Mod Muster, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see what I have for you next. I've got a shirt shop with completely unique designs that you can't find anywhere else. My designs come on shirts in a variety of men's, women's, and children's sizes, and in a wide array of colors. You can find them on other products as well, like smartphone cases, pillows, posters, mugs, stickers, prints, etc. So if interested, you can find a link to my shop in the description below, or you can click here. If you like what I do and you want to support me in a more personal way, consider becoming a patron on Patreon or a member here on YouTube. YouTube members and patrons on Patreon get access to a special channel on my Discord server, and YouTube members get badges that appear by their names in the comment sections of my videos, and ox emojis that they can use during the live chats of my live streams. But more than anything, I'm just so glad you're here watching this video with me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with more brand new videos.